Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Joe with another poem. This poem is called Mental Shackles. Please enjoy, and I'll see you back. This poem was inspired by thinking about being able to think for myself. As a youngster, and hopefully you can relate, there were many times when I felt like I couldn't think for myself. And I couldn't question things. And if I had questions, I was made to feel like I was wrong for many, questions that I had. As tragic as it may sound, that's why I questioned even more. Not necessarily the adults in my life, but I just kept questioning. I was intuitive, and I often wondered if everyone actually thought the same. And then I was exposed to other households. I started going to friends' homes and so forth, and I saw how they thought differently. I actually saw parents actually having conversations with their kids and actually complimenting them for actually thinking. I couldn't do that, or I felt like I couldn't do that in my home because I was afraid to ask any questions for fear of being put down, cut down, or beat down. That's just how it was. Again, I don't judge or criticize or fault anyone. It's just how it was. And so at a certain time or a certain point in my life, I felt like I was cursed because I felt like I could understand quite a bit, but yet I wasn't able to deal with those understandings to a certain degree. And so that's why I felt like I had mental shackles, like my thoughts were being tied up and not allowed to be expressed. And I wasn't able to think for myself, so I felt like a victim. I felt like a captive. And if you've ever felt that way, it seems very limiting. So I often questioned myself, and I often questioned, would I ever be able to achieve a certain amount in my life? Or was I even allowed to achieve a certain amount in my life? So then I started seeing how some people became even braver, more courageous by taking a certain drink or a drug, etc. And it kind of made them feel free. But at the same time, was it real? And see, that I started even thinking about that. Because when they weren't on that serum or they weren't on that drink or drug, they became coward. They became subdued. And so this got me thinking in that, do I want to really be a part of that addiction, that cycle of having to take something in order to feel like I'm alive and feel like I'm bold enough to make a choice for myself? So I said, no, I got to figure something out. I got to figure out how to think and how to help others think for themselves. And that is why I have so much passion for this poem and for others to release their own mental shackles so that they can think for themselves and so that they can help others, especially in their lives, think for themselves and pass it on. So please enjoy the poem. Mental shackles. The thought that I can form a thought in my mind blows me away. It is the beauty and miracle part of life, and yet it can also lead us astray. We are blessed to have this magical capacity to dream and believe. But who decides our dreams and the amount we want to achieve? Why did I get issued mental shackles? Wasn't I ready to be free, to be me, and handle any hassles? Didn't I have the same mental power everyone else was given? Or was I kidding myself to think that I too would eventually be self-driven? Did those who came before me wear mental shackles down their ancestral bloodlines? The blood of natives who wore mental shackles by the age of 3 or 9? Or did the divine know all along that my thoughts were meant to be subdued? Like the rage that festers in those who try to survive day after day in the hood. Who will be their voice? Who will help them think about a better choice? Especially when it comes to taking a life or saving time for boys to be boys. There are thoughts that I think that make me wonder about my freedom. Why am I afraid to reach for the stars unless I take a certain serum? This poison helps release the mental shackles that feel so hot and heavy, only to want some more of that serum that keeps me grounded and steady. Are we to cower and bend at the knee because we think we can't think for ourselves? But wait, we can think for ourselves, and we can slowly remove these mental shackles. Mental shackles. Thank you for listening. Have an awesome day. I love you all, and peace out.